when was the last time you had a literal belly laughter that you just almost started crying? Well, I'm here to tell you today that it's probably not enough. And this guy over here, Pete McCann, Pete Cann, is the laughter man. And he's going to share with you some really simple tips to enable you to connect back with the dopamine, the laughter that's going to make sure that you smash your day. Pete Cann, the laughter man. Welcome to the screen. How are you today?
I'm really good, Chris. Yourself?
I am also. I'm laughing with you already. I am very tip top today.
Good. Yeah. So thanks a lot for having me along. And it's we obviously met through a networking event, and obviously hopefully you got to a bit of a belly laugh when we were there.
Without a doubt, I've never seen so many different people laughing in different ways. But more of that. Pete, tell us simply, why is laughter so important to us?
So laughter, Chris, is important for so many different reasons. Okay, so the science side of things is we get a release of endorphins, which are a happy hormone. So it makes us feel good about ourselves. But it's not just the endorphins; it's the dopamine, it's the serotonin. So it's all of these positive neurons that are flying around our brain. It's really good at connecting us to people as well. So when you laugh with someone, you get a genuine connection with people. And it's also a really good workout. So they say that sort of 10 minutes of laughter is like 15 minutes on the row machine, which I still find a little bit bizarre, but I get it, because when you're doing a full belly laugh, you're literally breathing in fresh oxygenated breath into your lungs. Let's say, I suppose, if you are doing some cardio workout. And probably the most important thing that I personally use laughter for, and definitely sort of try and push as much as possible, is the fact that it reduces stress, it reduces anxiety, it reduces overwhelm. Because actually when we're laughing, especially when we get to that uncontrollable laughter stage, you're completely present in that moment in time. So you haven't got any of these other negative emotions flying around. And obviously, especially at the moment, there's just so much of that kicking around anyway. So actually using laughter as a mechanism is a really, really good thing to do.
Well, I know when you did it with a networking event, the feedback in the chat was overwhelming, and a lot of people said, I haven't laughed so much for such a long time. And I've done a little bit of reading obviously last night, and that the really deep breath aspect of releasing so much breath and working yourself out. I'm going to try laughing on a rowing machine. Does that mean that I'll get double the impact of the workout?
No, I think, well, it depends where the rowing machine is, doesn't it, for a start? If it's in the gym, then you're going to get some funny looks, which will be good. So I don't know. I think, because I was thinking as well, like, because we've obviously spoken about running, and I was thinking, I could laugh doing the marathon. And I was like, there was no way I was going to be able to do that. So
maybe for the last 100 meters going down Bow Cage Walk, you can get everybody to have a laugh and see how many people you can get to laugh. All right. So when did you have this sort of epiphany that bringing laughter to so many people was something that you realized you had to deliver to more people?
So I'll rewind slightly to when I discovered laughter yoga. That's probably the first bit. So 2017, I was at I was at a festival, and I heard laughter in the Arboretum as I was walking through, and I thought there must be a comedian on stage. And actually, when I walked around the corner, I was greeted by 100 people lying on the floor laughing. I thought, right, I know I'm at a festival, this is a bit crazy, so what's going on? And it said laughter yoga daily at 11:30. So the next day I went and did the whole session, and I felt really energized. I felt really high. I felt really focused. I felt just amazing. And I was just like, wow, you can make your body feel like this through forced laughter. And it wasn't until 2017 where I went back the following year and I did all 4 sessions. So I completely dived into the laughter, that I went, I need to do this. I need to do more of this, and I need to, go on to this journey of bringing laughter to the world. And it was actually at a retreat in January 2019 when I was in a business retreat with sort of 15 other entrepreneurs. And it was self-run, so we were like all looking for different things. What could people bring to the party, so to speak? And I said, look, let me try this laughter yoga in the morning, on the Saturday morning. And I had like 16 entrepreneurs, all very successful, just laughing, lying on the floor, crying, like just feeling really good. And on the Sunday evening, we were sat at the dinner table and we were all mapping out our goals for 2019. And I said, I want to run a laughter club. And everyone's just like, you need to do this, Pete. This is what you need to do. And one of the ladies right there and then booked me for, she said, "Oh, I'd love you to come and do it with a choir that I run." I was like, "Yeah, sure." "How many people?" She's like, 200. And I was like, "Yeah, no worries, not a problem." So it was just like, and that was the start of it. So my first actual live laughter session that I ran for people was that volume. And I was just like, knew straight away, because we'll touch on a story in a minute about it, but I felt the energy and felt, yeah, I was bouncing off the walls because of being able to bring this to other people, but actually how the response I got from other people was really, really good as well. So that was the start of it in 2019, really proper start.
Goodness. So in many aspects, COVID was the pattern interrupt that you needed to lean into your sort of future purpose. And tell me about a time where you know that laughter has created a genuine change or an impact on a person.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are several, Chris, but I mean, the big one for me, and it sticks to in my brain, was this first session that I ran with the choir. And so I did this 15-minute session, had everybody laughing along, and at the end I sort of walked off and just stood in the corner, and this young girl came over with her nan, as I found out later. And she said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, my nan wants to have a quick word with you." And I was just like, "Okay, yeah, sure, not a problem." I was like, "How can I help?" And she's just like, "I just wanted to let you know I'm in remission and I haven't laughed for over 8 months. Thank you." And I was just like, and I like even just tingle every time I think about it, every time I talk about this, because I was just like, wow, it's not just how it makes me feel, but actually I you know, you do, yeah, it just blew my mind, Chris.
The hairs on my forearm here have just literally just sparked up listening to that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and that was my first ever session. So, you know, and I've had lots of other times where people have come up to me, but that was like one that really, really stuck into my mind, because then, you know, I suppose it cemented the fact that what I was doing was the right thing to do, and just keep doing what I was doing. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, amazing.
All right. I understand that there are different types of laughter, Pete. Can you help me understand some of the types of laughter that we've got, and how they can then create good impacts for us?
Of course I can. Of course,
You're not going to make me do it, are you? Are you going to?
Of course I am. Of course I am.
Oh, you've done it already. There you go.
So, you know, I always like to say there's 4 laughs, okay? And the first laugh is quite shallow, okay? It's a lot of times where maybe we don't feel like laughing, and it's a social laugh. And if you think about it, and if you're listening or watching, I encourage you to try this, and especially you, Chris, as well. So sort of hold onto your collarbone and just do a little hee hee hee, and just think how shallow that is. It sort of comes from up here, and it's not very deep as a laugh. Then the second laugh is a ha ha ha, and this one comes from the heart. So this is a bit lower into the diaphragm. Now this gets blood pumping around the body, and it starts firing up our endorphins. So if you hold onto your chest bone and go ha 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 ha, you can feel it's moved down a little bit. Okay. Now the third laugh is the ho ho ho. Now this is our belly laugh. Now, especially nowadays where we sit down so much during the day, 20% of oxygen just sits in the bottom of our lungs, and we hardly ever breathe that out because it's just dormant air. So by doing a ho 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 out breath, so if you think about doing a deep ho like that, but we're going to do a long ho.
Father Christmas. Anybody's listening, I bet you're smiling now. Come on, tell me you're not listening and smiling.
But this is the laugh that we're always going for, is the ho ho ho. We're going for the deep belly laugh, because ultimately that's bringing out all the stale oxygen, is getting fresh stuff in. That then fires up the blood around the body, fires up the endorphins, and gets everything flowing. And then the fourth and final laugh, which always it blows my mind, Chris, is our childlike laugh. Because when we were children, and if you think about children, you know, they laugh a lot, you know, especially like you hear playgrounds and you hear laughter when you're walking past them, because, you know, like play and laughter is really, really important. Then we become adults, and life just gets really serious. You know, we get bills to pay, we get it's usually financially like one of those things. And we laugh maybe 5 times in a day. So from 200 to 300 times to 5 to 10 times in a day. So I encourage people to be childlike in this next exercise. And I ask people to put their hands up in the air like this. And we're just going to go like this. And that's just yeah. It's just, and that, hopefully, I mean, Chris, how do you feel right now? Are you feeling a little bit higher from the laugh?
Well, I was already feeling good this morning, but I'm on another level. I feel like I've just had, yeah, I've never taken drugs, but I imagine if I did, maybe this is the kind of feeling that I've got. But this is legal, yeah?
It is completely legal, you know, and again, yeah, I discovered it at a festival, and you know, I might have had a bit of a pass, Chris, and I remember my wife turning around to me when I walked back after the session, and she's like, Pete, it's like 12 o'clock or 12:30. What are you on? And I was just like, this is just laughter. And since, honestly, discovering laughter, I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I don't, you know, I don't do anything. I just literally use laughter as my mechanism to keep me high, basically. So it's yeah, it's really, really good. It's really good. But it's also really good for sales as well. So I'd love to talk about that if you.
Well, yeah, I'm just going to come to that in terms of actually connecting this to our professions or our workplace. So assuming you've got that big pitch or the sales call or the cold call that you just need to do, how do you recommend bringing laughter into that preparatory intentional stage to really close the sale with success?
Definitely. So, okay, so rewind a little story again attached to this. So in 2019, when I discovered it in January and did all that, well, I soon started looking out for a group of other laughter professionals that I could laugh with on a morning basis. So what we did, I joined a few Zoom calls at 8 o'clock in the morning and laughed with them for 10 minutes. We didn't talk, just laugh for 10 minutes. And I used to then hang up and then just get on to the sales calls, or I would get on to creating content, whatever it was. But there's one specific time where I remember being in a car and for a meeting. I had to go to this meeting. It was the first time I had this meeting with a school. So a bit of a background, because I've not explained this bit, but I run a chef agency, have done for 13 years. I'm a managing director. I've got a real job. Well, it's a job, isn't it? It pays the bills and stuff. But ultimately, I was the sales director as well. So I'm in the car park waiting to go to this meeting to meet the head chef. And then I knew my 10 minutes laughter was there. So I'm on my phone doing this laughing for 10 minutes. And then I hung up and I literally was high off endorphins and the flow and everything. And then I remember walking into the receptionist and just saying, "Morning, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm here to see Chef." And she's just like, "Well, you look really happy this morning." I was like, "Yeah, I feel really, really good. Thank you very much." And then went in, met the chef, same energy again, because I'd put myself into that state. And he said afterwards, he says, like, "I've had 3 meetings this week with potential suppliers, and you've come in like just bouncing. You're energetic. I can hear that, and the profession, obviously everything backed up as well. But he's just like, I just love your energy and I love your vibe." And we won the contract. So it just shows that actually that set me up for the day. And so to laugh, I'm not saying that you need to laugh for 10 minutes before each sales call. That's not what I'm saying. But actually, if you just take a deep breath in. So if we do this now, Chris, imagine we're just about to make a phone call to a potential prospect. Okay, so we just take a deep breath in, just let out a long sigh. Now we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to let out a long ha. Deep breath in. We're just going to go. Okay, so this time we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it for 5 seconds, and then we're going to laugh for 10. Okay, so we take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it, and and breathe in and breathe out. Pick up your phone, get on the thing, ready. It's magic.
Yeah, you just flooded the head full of really oxygenated breath there, haven't you? Which is going to fire all those neurons to be absolutely up for it. Nice.
Yeah. And it's all about state, isn't it? Ultimately, especially sales. We all know what a listener knows and how that makes you feel in your state, and ultimately, go for a walk around the block, go for a run, whatever. But actually, if you can get yourself into a more positive state before you start the process, then actually, yeah, why not? And actually, they always say that you can hear a smile on the phone. That's one of the age old, isn't it? So,
people buy people, and also people buy the pattern interrupt that makes you stand out from the crowd. So if you can maybe only do 20 calls a day, but if they're 20 intentionally focused calls, I guarantee your outcome will be better than 100 just dialer mundane procedural robotic calls. So go back and listen to what Pete just did for me then. That, the inhale, the hold, and then that 10 seconds of laughter. What it then made me do was boom, full of oxygenated blood to the whole system. Nice. Okay, so is this something that... Sorry,
one more thing, Chris, on that, because people are maybe listening to this going, wait there, yeah, but that's all well and good, Pete, but I'm in an office with 15 other sales reps. I can't do that. Well, actually, you can do it silently. We can laugh for 10 seconds silently. We just it's not very good for podcasts or for
no, anybody on the podcast now is going, is my feed gone? Is my Wi-Fi interrupted? What's happened? We're still here. We're still here.
So the point being is that you can do this, and it is all about that big breath afterwards. But ultimately, it's also the fact that when we laugh, we feel good. We feel happy. So actually, you could sit there and just take 3 deep breaths and then make the call. But actually, why not use laughter as that breath provoker?
Okay, what about connecting with a team? Is this something that you can then do as part of a breakthrough session or a strategy day to bring laughter into that, to create this creative energy that then we can create more thought processes from? Definitely.
100%. And this is sort of this is the offering that I have, or one of the offerings, but especially through COVID, massively online Zoom meetings, and at first it was a bit of fun, which is cool, but actually then people were starting going, wait there, we've got a team meeting, we've got our quarterly meeting where we're strategizing for the next quarter, so we need people, like say, creative brain, so they need to be putting ideas into the melting pot. And I come along and do a 30-minute laughter session, which involves little introduction, then we go 20 minutes of laughing exercises and breathing exercises, and then a little meditation at the end just to bring everyone back down to a calming area. But the feedback that I get from the clients are very much, actually, it was just what we needed. It was the energy we needed in the room to get people thinking, to get people engaged, to get people connected with each other again. And so it's a wonderful thing. And don't get me wrong, Chris, it's a bit weird at first when we're going to laugh for no reason. Of course it is, but ultimately, it's really good for you, and it's really productive for your workforce as well.
So what about that, the person that sat there, come on, get over yourself. The people that live in, cause the yes, but I'm having a crap day, the world's against me. How do you challenge the yes, but cynics that are just there kind of arms crossed going, come on, get me the real sizzle on the agenda today?
So I've learned, actually, because unfortunately in life you get pulled to these people. If you're and you've run workshops, I'm sure, Chris, as well, where you've got that arm crossed person, and then you're at them, aren't you? And you're just like saying, you're trying to get them to open their arms, you're trying to get them engaged. Where actually, what I learned after a few sessions was sort of not ignore them, but focus on the ones that are really getting it. Because actually, I had somebody come up to me, one of these arm crossers, at the end of a session once, when I feel really good, because I didn't quite get it, and I'll be honest, I didn't quite get to the uncontrollable laughter. But being in a room with lots of people laughing feels good. And it was really interesting. Part of me was like, you should have told your face that during the session, but you can't do that. But anybody that's like sat not even on the fence, on the other side of the fence, is like, well, why would you not want to feel good? That's my first question. It makes you feel amazing. Like, everyone should try something at least once just to see if they like it or not. I'm especially when you've got kids, it's just like you're always forced to try a bit. Especially when it makes you feel good. So that's what I would say. Give it a go. Good.
Well, Pete's going to give us in a minute his 3 tips for putting laughter into your day. So stay with us, but there's a lot of people that might want to connect with you, Pete. So I'm just going to share your details here to make sure they can do that in a really simple way. So you can find Pete. The details are on the screen now for those people that are watching. And if you are on the podcast, it's Pete Cann, double N, the Laughter Man. And you can email him on pete@petecann.com. Website's the same, petecann.com. And if you're on LinkedIn, just put in Pete Cann, the Laughter Man, and I'm sure you will find him.
Definitely, definitely. And
Pete,
or even a hashtag the Laughter Man. You'll find me. You'll find me.
You bugger, you're making me laugh again. And who's not laughing? Come on, admit it. All right. So what are 3 tips that you could give us or leave us with to make sure that we really cement laughter into our day, Pete?
Okay, so first tip would be, well, be conscious that you need to bring more laughter into your life. So that's not a tip, but that's just being conscious of it. I bring in I have a daily laughter practice anyway, and ultimately I run laughter sessions, but there's times where laughter really helps. So I like to say, maybe when you're having a shower every morning, okay, you can use a thing called giggle cream. So actually when you're using the scrunchie, rather than actually just washing, you can actually just go and just rub the giggles in, but just being conscious when you're doing it at the time. So that's one way you can bring more laughter into your life. Second way, again, it's a driving one that I like to say, because actually when we're in a hurry maybe to get to that sales meeting, and you always know that you're going to hit the red lights, and ultimately what's going to happen with your energy, you're going to start getting a bit more stressed, a bit more frustrated. But actually, if you just sit at that red light and just look at it and just go and just gently again, it just lifts your mood. So a red light's a really good one. And I think just being conscious. So you could even just set yourself a little timer every hour and just do that 5-second breathe in, 10-second laugh. There you go.
Nice. Pete, I've actually got a jaw ache because I know I've been smiling so much in the last 20 minutes. So thank you just for bringing a little bit of joy into my heart today. And I know that other people will be listening to this or watching this, and I'm sure that you've already given them a little bit of endorphin just by being here today. So thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And Chris, I've got one more final thought, if that's okay. If anyone wants to find out a little bit, or I've got a challenge. I like a little challenge. So I've got a 5-day challenge where literally we can put the link in the show notes, I'm sure. But if you go to the challenge, it's literally 5 days, 5 videos. First video, I believe, is a minute. Second day is 2 minutes, 3, 5, and it ends in about 8 minutes. And it's just a challenge just to put that more laughter. So you obviously mentioned about bringing it. Well, I'm here to support you with these little videos. And
that's a free challenge, I guess, is it?
Completely. Yeah.
And it's on your website?
Is it on my website? It will be soon. Yes.
Good. Pete, I know you're doing some other stuff. I'm going to connect you to a couple more networking meetings. So look out for him. But Pete Cann, the Laughter Man, you definitely brought the joy to me today on a fairly drizzly, dank Monday morning. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you.
All right. So if you want to bring laughter to your day to help you find, convert, keep plants like a habit, go and take up Pete's challenge. And I assure you, you will be the standout person and you will win more clients. Thank you, Pete.